Today, I want to talk to you about 10 misconceptions or lies about success. There are so many lies that you will hear out there, and I think I want to share with you 10 of them that are going to help you in as far as your life is concerned. Number one, success is solely based on luck. There are people who will say that you need to be lucky so that you can be able to be successful. The truth of the matter is, success is not about luck. Well, maybe you may be lucky and win a lottery or something like that, but that is not something that is very common. That's not something you'll find happening here and there. So, the truth of the matter is, for you to succeed in life, you must work for it, you must have determination, and more so, you must have the eye of opportunity. Because you cannot be able to do anything successful in life if you don't understand what opportunity is, or you don't understand what it means to be determined, or you don't understand what hard work is all about. People who are successful understand these three things. And therefore, it's not about luck. There are people who keep on waiting every day. They are hoping that something is going to happen miraculously. Let me emphasize this in a very strong way. Going to church and you having your pastor declare to you things does not guarantee you success. Being laid hands on does not even guarantee you success. And I am saying that unapologetically because I know there are people who go to those places and they get somebody praying for them. They even give offerings towards something. And then 10 years down the line, they are still as broke as they were when they actually had that done for them. The reason why they have continued being broke and the reason why they are not succeeding in what they're doing is because they have not understood the principles of success. They have not understood what it needs to be successful. They don't understand that one, you have to work for it. Number two, you have to have determination. And number three, you have to have an eye for opportunity. You see, you will not succeed simply because somebody else is telling you something. You will succeed because you have decided that for yourself. Number two, success means never failing. Failure is part of the journey for success. So anybody who tells you that success when you have it, it means no failing. No, that's a lie. That's a big lie. The truth of the matter is success will be accompanied by failures here and there. Success will be accompanied by setbacks here and there. Success will be accompanied by moments where things are not working the way you so much desire them to work. And therefore, the lie that success means never failing is not something you should entertain in your brains, because the truth of the matter is you will be failing as you continue, but the truth is you're failing because you are doing something. Number three, success is only achieved by a select few. There is no bigger lie than that lie, that success is only achieved by a select few or a group of people. The truth is, success is not limited to a privilege or an exclusive group. It's attainable by anyone willing to put in the effort and persevere through challenges. Let nobody deceive you and tell you that you cannot succeed because you are not in that classification or you are not in that group. I remember some years back when I was pastoring in a certain church, there are people who used to say that in the church we have a group of people, we have a group of the poor and a group of the successful. And they would categorize themselves in the group of the poor. And they kept on just saying, oh, you see, we are the struggling team. The truth of the matter is, anybody can be in any of the either of categories. If you want to stay in the group of the poor, you will stay there by choice. If you want to go to the group of the successful, you can also be there by choice. The truth is, success is not for an exclusive group of people. From today, from now, this moment, as you're hearing my voice, tell yourself that I am joining that group. If it is an exclusive group, I am a member of that exclusive group. Because as far as I know, and as far as I'm teaching right now, success is meant for anybody who wants to succeed. Do you want to succeed? You can succeed. It is not limited. It is not limited. It is not for the privileged. It is not for a group of people who have done a particular thing. Success is for anybody who wants to have it, who is willing to work hard, who is willing to look for opportunities, who is willing to have determination, to have the perseverance, and who is willing to take action in as far as that is concerned. Number 4, success brings constant happiness. Oh my goodness. Well, while achieving goals can bring happiness and satisfaction, that is a reality. When you achieve goals and when you succeed and when you seem to be doing well, when you have money, when you're wealthy, the truth is it will bring some form of happiness, some joy, some fulfillment, and satisfaction. But listen to this, it will not guarantee a life free of challenges, stress, or disappointment. Why is that so? It is so because things happen in life. Somebody told me life happens. You might have all the money in the world, but you find yourself in a hospital bed, you're sick. What does that tell you? That you may have succeeded, but the health issue is a challenge to you. You might be so wealthy, you might be so successful in whatever you're doing, but then you have a challenge in as far as your marriage is concerned, or you have a challenge in as far as your children are concerned, or you have a challenge in as far as one thing or the other is concerned. So whenever we talk about success, it is not success that guarantees you happiness. The only thing that I know that guarantees you happiness in times of good and in times of bad is when you already have the understanding of receiving God, the spiritual being, into your life. You see, when you allow God to govern your life, when you allow God to be part and parcel of what you're doing, the truth of the matter is there are two things He will guarantee you. Number 1 is peace. Number 2 is happiness. Now, it doesn't mean that you will not be facing things. It doesn't mean that you will not face challenges and come through things that are difficult sometimes. No, 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 no. You will be happy because the fact that there is a supernatural being in your life, He will enable you to maneuver yourself in the midst of those moments. He will give you the peace that you need when things are so rough and so hard. When you have lost a loved one, He will give you peace and assurance. When you are sick in your bed, He will give you assurance and He will give you peace. And above all, He also guarantees that He is going to give healing to you. So what am I saying? Success is not really a guarantee for happiness, but it does bring satisfaction. It does bring fulfillment. It does bring a form of gladness and happiness in your life. That is why it is better to be successful than not to be successful. It is better to be rich than to be poor. You see, when you're poor, it's a bad state. You don't want to be there. Number 5, and this is so important, the lie number 5 is that success is solely measured by wealth or status. Now, while it is important to have material wealth, while it is important to have millions of money in your bank account and to have assets and to have properties and to have all the things that you may think about, those things are good to have. When you have them, life is much better than when you don't have them. That's the truth, by the way. So while it is important to have those things, the truth of the matter is that true success is not necessarily coming from there. True success is always including personal fulfillment, where you are actually feeling contented with where you are. You're feeling satisfied with how far you have come. You wake up in the morning and you're feeling good about yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you look at that guy or that dude or that lady or that woman that is in that mirror and you say, you know what? I like you. I like you because I think you are going somewhere. That kind of personal fulfillment is very good. You can be successful because you have relationships are good. You see, you may not have much in terms of material or in terms of money or wealth or whatever, but you have a very happy family. You have a wonderful wife or a wonderful husband. You have wonderful children. You have this life of yours, maybe small, but it is just nice. It's exciting. It's fulfilling. You seem to be going somewhere. That by itself is a way we can consider as success. The reason why I'm saying this is because I don't want you to get yourself into a place where you're beating yourself, where you're condemning yourself, and where you're thinking you are a failure because when you compare yourself with so and so, you have not attained what they have attained. You never know. Whoever you call so and so might be having all those cars and all those things, those materials and those properties, but yet they are living an extremely miserable life. You see, that's something you need to understand, that people can have but live miserably, and others may not have much, but they don't have that kind of misery. But the question is it better to have or not to have? The truth is, it's better when you have. So if you have and you are also fulfilled in terms of your relationships and personal fulfillment and what have you, the truth of the matter is you will be considered to be very, very, very successful. Your well-being, your health, your contribution to your society, your involvement in your community, how much you're impacting people, how much you're changing the lives of the people because of what you have. That by itself is a form of success. If there's somebody who wakes up in the morning and says, had it not been for so and so, my life would not be like this, that by itself is success. So there are so many aspects in which we can be able to look at success from. All you need to understand is that success is measured in different way. It is not only measured in wealth and material things. Lie number 6 is success happens overnight. That is the devil's lie. You cannot tell me success happens overnight. It does not. If somebody tells you that success happens overnight, they are lying to you. The road to success is often long and requires consistent effort, patience, and resilience over time. Resilience means what? You have the ability to go down and come up, to bounce back when you are going back. Setbacks come back, you come back. Things happen, you still are able to rise up and go. When you talk about success as a journey, it basically means you will go through hurdles, you'll go through obstacles, you go through challenges. Let me tell you this reality and this truth, by the way. Because when I'm telling you this, it helps you to understand that if you're going to succeed, you must be willing to take the journey. You must be willing to take the journey because success is a journey. Believe me, success is a journey. It does not happen overnight. You don't go tonight to sleep, tomorrow you are successful. Well, maybe you could consider yourself successful if probably you slept poor and the following day your grandmother died, who was a billionaire in a certain place with nested somewhere, and then suddenly she writes and says that you are the one who is inheriting all her properties. Then that one, well, we can consider you did it overnight. But believe me, that one is also very tricky because you can actually get all that overnight, and then the same way you got it is the same way you lose it. Why? Because it is not inbuilt in you. So what am I saying? Success can only happen when people have consistently given themselves to do something. They have put the effort. So it's a lie when we say about success being something that happens overnight. The lie number 7 is success means sacrificing everything else. That is a lie. That is a lie. Now, while dedication and hard work are important, neglecting other aspects of life, such as relationships, health, and well-being can ultimately lead to an unbalanced and unsustainable definition of success. By the way, I'm reading from my notes. I'm in the process of writing a book right now, My Journey to Riches. And some of these things I have borrowed from that and from other materials here and there. Now listen, it says, while dedicating yourself and hard work are important, neglecting other aspects of life, such as relationships, health, and well-being, can ultimately lead to an unbalanced and unsustainable definition of success. What am I trying to tell you? You will not say you are successful because you sacrifice everything. Listen, success is not about sacrificing everything. It doesn't mean sacrificing your family, sacrificing your health. You're not doing what you need to do in as far as your body is concerned. You're not doing what you need to do in as far as your spiritual life is concerned. You see, being successful does not mean that you neglect spiritual things. Being successful does not mean you sacrifice your family so that you pursue the success. Or doesn't mean you neglect taking care of your body, your health, so that you pursue the success. It doesn't mean neglecting the well-being of other people so that you succeed or so that you pursue success. No, if you go it that way, you are actually deceived. There is a lie that is in your head that you need to remove. Because success does not mean sacrificing everything so that you can do it. Now, you need to be having determination. You need to put work to be able to succeed. You need to actually do everything that you need to do in terms of actually growing whatever it is that you're doing. It is so important. The discipline to do that is so important. But listen to me, it does not mean you throw away everything else in your life so that you can be able to do that. Because when you do that, it brings in an element of imbalance. And the imbalance it brings to you is what ultimately becomes a problem for you. You have to live a balanced life if you're going to succeed in what you're doing. Number 8, success is the same for everyone. That is definitely a lie. Success is subjective and can vary greatly from person to person, depending on individual values, goals, and aspirations. People call success depending on what they desire to see in their lives. That is where you find people are not the same. We have different categories in terms of wealth. We have different categories in terms of success. There is somebody who will know they have succeeded simply because they are doing some small little thing somewhere in the farm, in the village. There is another person who will think they are succeeded because they are doing something in the city, which probably is big or probably not big. Somebody else will feel they have succeeded because they have traveled internationally and they're in a foreign country and doing whatever they are doing. I mean, people have different perspectives of success. That is why I normally say you will be as successful as how you want to be successful. In other words, you are the only one who can gauge the amount of success you desire for your life. Don't be deceived. And that is why you need to understand in this planet, we are not in a competition. Don't compete with others so that you can be like them. Compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. Yes, use others as a way of challenging you to push more. Use somebody else who seems to be doing it as a comparison for yourself and say, you know what, I desire to be like that or even to be better than that. But don't compete with this mindset that you're pushing yourself so much and killing yourself. Yet you don't even understand his environment, how it is. You don't understand how his conditions are. You understand what I'm saying? You see, here in America, a millionaire in America and a millionaire in Kenya or in Africa or in some of the developed countries are not the same. You cannot compare a millionaire and a millionaire there. Why? Because the currency here, number one, is stronger. The kind of what they call wealth here and what we call wealth in Africa is totally different. But why do we call it wealth in Africa? It's because we are in comparison to what we have there in Africa. Here in America, we are in comparison to what we have here. There are some people in America right now who are considered poor, but if they were to come to Africa or come to some of those developing countries, they will be called rich. I used to make fun when I was back in Kenya and I was preaching, and I would tell the people, you see, a poor person in America and a poor person in my country are two different things. Because a poor person in America could be a poor person, but yet he has one car outside their house. And that person is considered to be in the low class, they have one car. It's because they have two cars, and all that. Here in Africa, we are not even talking about having a car or two cars. We are even talking about you don't even have a bicycle. You don't even have anything at all. The poverty there and the poverty here are two different aspects of life. So what am I saying is that success is not the same to everyone. Let nobody deceive you. The number 9 lie is that success is permanent. Now, achieving success in one area doesn't guarantee continued success or immunity from failure in the future. It requires ongoing effort, adaptation, in other words, changing, and continuous learning, continuous growing. Listen, if you are successful today and you stop growing, you stop learning, you stop adapting to changes that are taking place, you don't have flexibility to move with the times and look at how the market is at this moment and how it is changing, believe me, that success, you may not have it for a long time. So what am I saying? Success will not be permanent. You can actually have success all throughout. But the people who will have success throughout are the people who are understanding the principles of adapting changes. They are people who have continuously put effort. They are doing it on a daily basis. They have they have the resilience to move on. They have understood how to leverage their strength in every aspect of whatever it is that they're doing. They have understood how to collaborate and to network. They have understood how to grow themselves. Growth is so crucial if you're going to maintain success. If you don't grow, you will not keep the success. The success will leave you. We know of people who are successful some time back, but today they are lingering in poverty. They are lingering in problems. They are struggling in whatever it is that they are doing. Why? Because they did not understand how to maintain it. Success is maintained. Success is kept. You keep it by doing the things that I'm talking to you right now. And then finally, number 10 is that success. The line number 10 is that success is the end goal. Success is the end goal. Now, success is not a destination, but it is rather a journey which is characterized by growth, development, and the pursuit of meaningful goals throughout your life. I love that. You need to understand that success is not, when you succeed now, is not the end of the journey. It's not, oh, I sit back now, relax, eat, drink, and be merry. If you do that, even the Bible calls you a fool. You succeed if you can continue maintaining that as a journey. You succeed if you started today and 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, we look back and we say when he began, he was at this level, but now 10 years later, he is at this level. He has progressed, he has grown. You need to understand that success is characterized by growth, by development, by pursuing continuously meaningful goals throughout your life. You cannot succeed in this life if you are not growing. You have to grow. You have to grow, and you have to continue learning. You have to continue developing yourself. I have to stop now. I have to stop. I can talk and talk and talk for hours. I love talking about issues to do success. You know, one of the things that God has put in my spirit is to teach the people, and especially you people who are believers in church. Sometimes we bombard ourselves with so many things and still we continue struggling. You need to learn some of these things, because when you become wealthy, you will be able to establish the covenant of God here on earth. That's what Deuteronomy 8:18 tells me. I love you guys. If you're listening to for the first time, I kindly ask you, kindly go ahead and subscribe. And at the same time, write down on the comment area that I have subscribed. I'd love to know if you can tell me which country you're watching from. It will also be very good for me. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the land and in the field of the millionaires. And don't forget, I'm here every day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the US. Next meeting with you is in the next video. Bye-bye.